Hello everyone. So in this video, we're going to talk about set interval and clear interval functions used in JavaScript. Now, what is a set interval function? So set interval function, it calls a function repeatedly after a specified time interval. So what does it do? It repeats a block of code or a function block of code at every given timing event. Okay, the syntax the syntax of set interval looks like this. So set interval, you're gonna provide a function here and a time in milliseconds. Okay, now again, what does it do? It repeats or calls a block of code at every given timing event. Right? Let's see it through an example. So for example, I'll just create an HTML page here, and inside the body, I'll create a script. Now inside it, I'm going to create a function. Let's say the name of the function is hello. Okay. And I'll just write document.write and I'll say hello. Okay, so I created a function. Inside that function, I just wrote document.write hello, right? So if you call this function, what would it do? Let's see. So I'm going to run this and let's check. And it is just writing a hello over here, right? Now I want to write this hello after a specified time interval, right? So I'm gonna make use of, I want to call this hello function repeatedly, okay, after some time. So what I will do is I'll make use of set interval, okay, set interval function. I'm gonna call this hello function after, let's say, every 3 seconds. Okay, and I want to, okay, so let's see first this. Okay, what happens if I do that? So I saved it and okay, see, it is calling hello after every 3 seconds, right? Yeah, so it is calling that function every 3 seconds. Okay, so herein, instead of 3, let's just make it as 1 second, and instead of printing hello side by side, I'll print it one below the other using the BR tag. Okay, now I'm going to run this code and let's check. Okay, okay, it is printing, but again, it is printing with a plus sign. So what I would do is I'll do this. Okay, and let's see. So see, it is calling that function wherein we are writing hello after every 1 second, right? That's what the set interval do, okay? Now, if you want to stop it, if you want to stop this function, you're going to make use of clear interval, okay? So clear interval, what does it do? It will, if you want to, let's say, stop this function call, you can make use of clear interval method. So clear interval, we call it as clear interval, okay? And what does it do? It stops set interval, okay? Or just stop this function call, any function call, okay? Okay, and let's see how to stop this, okay? Now, if you'll see, this hello is, it keeps on printing after every 1 second, okay? And I want to stop it. Now, one thing about the set interval is it returns a unique timer. Okay, so if you'll store it in a variable, so let's say herein, if I'll say let time, okay, time is a keyword. So let's say let's t is equals to set interval. It will return some unique uh, identifier into this variable. Okay. Now, Let's see one more way of doing this, okay? Which we have seen earlier as well, but I just want you to be familiar with that. Let's see. Okay, so herein I was calling the function which I have written it over here, okay? Now I don't want to call the function, I don't want to separately write the function. I want to write the function over here itself, okay? And for that, we use anonymous function like this, right? So I'm going to write the function. Okay, rest of the things is same. So it will have an opening curly brace, it will have a closing curly brace, and then it will have a time, okay, in milliseconds. So the syntax is same, set interval function and provide the time in milliseconds here, okay. Now let's define the function, what goes inside the function. So I want to put this inside this function, document.write hello, okay. Now what will it do again? It will call this function after every 1 second, right? Let's run this and check. So this will do the same thing that it was doing earlier. It's just that I have shown you a different way of writing it. Okay. Now what I want to do is I want to I want to now stop it. Okay. So after it is done with writing this for like 5 times, or after it is done with calling this function hello 5 times, I want to stop it. Okay. So what I will do is I'll take this into a variable. Okay. And I will create a variable count, will assign it to 0, right? And herein, what I would do is, after each time it is printing this, I will increment the count. So count is 0. It calls this function, then make the count as 1. Okay. Again, it calls that function after 1 second, make the count as 2. Again, call this. After that, make the count as 3. So this will go on, okay? But I want to stop it after the count is 5, okay? So after it is done with printing hello 5 times, I want to stop it. So I'll say if this variable count equals 5, what I would do, I will call that function clear interval, okay, which will clear the interval. So clear interval and pass this timer ID, okay. This is a unique timer ID that is being created and returned by setInterval function. Okay, so what I would do is when the count is equals to 5, clear that interval. Okay, and the timer would stop. So clear interval is basically used to stop the function call. Okay, what does it take? It takes an argument that is being returned by setInterval timer. Okay, let's see. So I'm going to run this code. Let's count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, after printing it for 5 times, it has stopped. Okay, so that's how the set interval and the clear interval work. Excuse me. Set interval calls a function repeatedly after a certain time instant. It returns a unique timer ID into this variable. Okay. Now to stop it, you make use of clear interval and pass that timer inside the clear interval function as an argument, and this will clear the timer. I hope you understand this. Thanks for watching and happy coding.